Alright, so in my previous video, I spoke about some things which people did not perceive in a positive way. Well, I may have not represented it in a very positive way, but why are we in this kind of dilemma, kind of situation where सहमति नहीं है? Like two people are very contradicting to each other. Like what someone is saying, the other is not. Like what I believe in is not something that someone else believes in. If you believe in Ayurveda and if you watch my videos, you're clearly gonna like abuse me on each and every video saying that you're a moron, you do not know anything, you don't do any research, you should learn something, you should learn about the science. And I'm like, okay. So the topic here is, why is nutrition so freaking confusing? Why is it so confusing? And I would like to just give you a kind of example in the real world that is happening right now. If you see, I'm not commenting on any political issue here. I'm just trying to highlight something so that you understand my example. Okay. So if you see, there's Modi supporters, there are Modi haters. And we do not really know what's exactly happening, because obviously the Modi supporters are always going to show facts which prove that Modi is actually doing right. Modi ji, like, please don't take this as disrespect again, because like people are taking me wrong on extremely different levels. Anyway, so back to the topic. And there are people that are Modi haters and they call them Godi media, blah blah, anti-national Modi media, etc. And then they prove that how Modi's government is doing bad in this and that. But at least if we can't tell it's the proof, because like we don't know what exactly is happening, right? So it is very confusing. So any field that you take, politics, Bollywood, cricket, you don't exactly know what's going on at the higher authorities. Now I'm coming back to the nutrition topic. Now me, FitTuber, Greg Doucette, all the favorite fitness YouTubers that you follow, Saket Gokhale, Prachi Puri. I'm calling these names out because these are the best guys that I know. And there's Abhinav Mahajan. So why is everybody telling something different? Like, why is someone's perspective, like let's say FitTuber's perspective about nutrition and Ayurveda, it's completely different from what I believe, from what Prachi Puri believes, from what Greg Doucette believes, because I'm clubbing like myself into Prachi Puri and Greg Doucette in the same club, because like we follow the similar kind of notion. And there's FitTuber and other kind of people who follow the Ayurvedic and old school kind of approach to nutrition. And why is this contradicting? You can literally go to Google, take one topic. Let's say saturated fat is bad for you. You'll get research on that topic proving saturated fat is actually bad for you and it causes heart disease. But then you go and search the contradicting topic, that why saturated fat is actually good for you and does not cause heart disease, and you'll get tons of research on that too. So what to follow? What do we follow? Like, why is there so much confusion? Because there are higher authorities in the play here. The researchers are funded by either or. Like if the research, let's say if the research on how saturated fat is bad will be funded by someone who does not want saturated fat products to be sold in the market, something like the sugar industry, what people call. And then you come to sugar and try to blame that sugar causes heart disease, sugar causes obesity, etc., sugar causes diabetes, etc. You find research on that too. And you find research that saturated fat does not cause heart disease. So there are always contradicting parties, and this is a political game which we do not understand. We are just pawns here, literally. हम बस इधर खेल रहे, एक दूसरे से हम लड़ रहे हैं, सोशल मीडिया पे एक दूसरे को गाली बक रहे हैं. This is just a play of the big authority, whatever. Like I don't know who that is. I don't know who is actually doing it, and I don't know who the sugar industry or fat industry or the vegan industry is. We don't know. It is a big game, and we are just here spreading what we truly believe in. And what I have been teaching in my videos, what I have been sharing in my videos, is something that I truly believe in. Okay, so now coming to the main point here, nutrition is confusing, but let's look at the research which really makes sense, and the research which has been proving other researchers wrong or maybe like let's look mostly at the meta-analyses, the systematic reviews of randomized controlled trials. So basically, if you see the photo here, you'll see the pyramid and there's basically decreasing bias. In research, when it comes to nutrition or anything, when there's research done, there are levels here. See, so it could be prospective cohort studies, it could be randomized controlled trials. But if you see at the top, there are systematic reviews and meta-analysis. So what these top studies do, like see, I'm sure you're kind of bored with this, but I'm coming to the main topic. Please hold on to your seat. Okay. So the top that you see here, systematic reviews and meta-analyses, these basically are like they club the randomized controlled trials, like right below the meta-analysis, and they actually compare the data and then they find out the conclusion based on these lots of RCTs or randomized controlled trials. Okay. And this is how it's been proven that calories are basically what matters when it comes to ketogenic diet or low carb diet or low fat diet, whatever. It's about the caloric value as long as the protein is equated, given that. Okay. What this actually means is it doesn't matter if you're getting the energy from carbohydrates or fat. It's the caloric value, the calorie deficit which matters, as long as your protein intake is on point as per your body weight and height and your workout intensity. If you're getting the sufficient amount of protein, you shouldn't be worrying too much if you're doing a low carb diet or a low fat diet or a moderate diet, whatever balanced diet. It doesn't really matter.
It doesn't matter how it makes you feel.
So now the debate, what is better, keto or like low carb? Like, should we do low fat diet or should we do a low carb diet? Because keto followers will say that insulin is spiked when you have carbohydrates and that will directly cause fat gain. But then the systematic reviews and meta-analysis do not prove that. In fact, people having a lot of carbs, as long as they were in a calorie deficit, even from sugar, literally, I do not actually promote that. So don't take me wrong that when I promote calories for weight loss, I'm not saying that you should have only calories from sugar and unhealthy stuff and not from healthy stuff. Obviously, prioritizing whole foods is the main priority. It doesn't matter if you are in a calorie deficit, even with high amount of sugar, you will actually lose weight because that's the energy balance. You having energy is not just gonna go out of thin air, right? If you have extra energy, it has to store somewhere. I hope this is making sense. So here, the confusion that lies in the minds of people, in the minds of the believers and the promoters as well. Like I used to be a keto follower and I used to promote keto diets a lot. And I used to think that carbs are the enemies and carbs make you fat, carbs make you obese, carbs make you diabetic, etc., etc. But now I'm here correcting myself. So it is okay to be wrong at some points of time. Okay. And I do admit that I did kind of get too harsh when I commented on FitTuber, and I know that a lot of people respect him because his content has actually helped a lot of people lose weight, reverse thyroid, reverse PCOS to a huge extent. And I never got the chance to appreciate that, and I never did because I kind of acted like an asshole maybe. But I really want to appreciate that FitTuber's content really helped a lot of people. But at the same time, not everything that someone has to say has to make sense, right? And here I am actually correcting myself from the past videos. I used to actually believe that intermittent fasting is magical and it is like a magic pill for weight loss. And if you do intermittent fasting, you're going to reverse your diabetes and etc. etc. You're going to lose weight and you're going to get lean. But essentially what you're doing with intermittent fasting is reducing your overall energy from food, and that is how you will actually lose weight. It's nothing magical. If you go on a keto diet, you're replacing your carbohydrates, like you're reducing your carbohydrates drastically. That is what causes weight loss. So why is nutrition so confusing? Because there are people who are overly enthusiastic about things and they try to sell their things so badly, saying that this is my detox plan. Carbs make you fat because insulin, fruit has fructose, so it's going to make you fat. Do you really think? Like, I'm sure you've heard this somewhere, right? I'm sure you may have heard, you can literally go Google it. Fruits make you fat because fructose. And the keto lobby, the keto promoters will always tell you that fructose makes you fat and it causes fatty liver and it causes this and that, yada yada. It causes diabetic nephropathy, it causes diabetes, and these are all scary words. Insulin spike, weight gain. But do you really think that people are getting obese and unhealthy and diabetic due to fruits? Is it really the fruit that we're overeating due to which the obesity is rising? And this is why nutrition is confusing. This is why I'm like, after 9-10 minutes, we are here on the main topic, on the main answer to this question. And if you have stuck by this, listen to this further, okay? Hear me out now. Now, if humans were actually eating more fruits and vegetables, there wouldn't be any obesity problem right now. If they would actually prioritize fruits over junk foods. Now, let's look at a lot of situations where people actually blame sugar or carbs for fat gain, okay? And also for the people that blame fat for fat gain, it goes both ways, okay? It's not the sugar making you fat, it's not the fat making you fat, it's the overall calories making you fat. And yes, carbs spike more insulin, but it's the overall glycemic load and it's the overall caloric load actually. Because obviously if you're having carbs, insulin will be spiked. Now, hear me out on this, okay? Imagine you having sweet cravings. What will you have? Ice cream, cheesecake, pastry, chocolate. And all of these sources, all of these foods are not just high in sugar, but also high in fat. So to blame only one is just so stupid. If you blame that, okay, I was eating a lot of ice cream and I gained weight and now I'm diabetic, it's because of the sugar. Well, no. There was a lot of fat in there and your overall caloric intake from food it just broke through the roof, skyrocketing, and that's what made you fat over time, and that's how you became diabetic. It's very stupid to blame only sugar or only fat for fat gain, okay? It does not make any sense. It's just downright biased to say one is bad over the other or one is good over the other, okay? So now, what I'm trying to tell you is, like, I have done a lot of research on this and I have made a lot of mistakes in this. I have made lots of mistakes when it comes to nutrition. I have literally, like, trust me, मैंने ऐसे मेरे clients को I've literally given keto diets to all my clients earlier, like back in the days, back like 3 to 3 years ago. I used to promote only keto diets. And I used to, like, in my counseling sessions, I would actually tell my clients that, see, you're eating the dal and roti and chawal, that is why you're gaining fat, and then you have fruit, that's making you more fat, etc., etc. But not realizing that I'm actually just being too biased. I'm just being an over-enthusiastic zealot. Zealot doesn't, like, it matches with my name, but I'm not a zealot now anymore. I used to be a zealot. Zealot as in you're too freaked out about something and you're just so obsessed with something like the keto diet and you just blabber utter nonsense, and whatever makes sense to you, you just try to convince the other person that it's true. And I hope you actually understood my point here. Let's take a case, okay? मेरे दादा परदादा जैगरी खाते थे. आयुर्वेद में लिखा है कि जैगरी खाना है, एंड मेरे दादा परदादा जैगरी खाते थे, बट फिर भी they were lean. But guess what? They had cycles in back in the day. They had no vehicles. They had no AC. They had no refrigerators. They used to walk for stuff. बाहर ग्रोसरी जाना होता तो वो वॉक करके जाते थे. एंड येस जैगरी खाते थे, सो व्हाट, फ्राइड फूड भी खाते थे. एंड दैट्स हाउ दे वर बर्निंग अ लॉट ऑफ एनर्जी फ्रॉम फूड. एंड दैट्स हाउ दे एक्चुअली मेंटेन देयर वेट. Sitting on your couch, you open your freaking Zomato app and order food, and you don't even get off the couch. घर पे आ जाता है, डोर के बाहर ग्रोसरीज आते हैं आजकल. एंड यू आर टेलिंग मी दैट दादा परदादा जैगरी खाते थे, आयुर्वेद मानते थे और वो कभी मोटे नहीं हुए, तो मैं क्यों होऊंगा? डूड, क्या बोल रहे हो आप? डू यू इवन हियर योरसेल्फ? एंड आई एम टेलिंग इट फॉर योर हेल्थ. मेरा इसमें कोई गेन नहीं है. प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड दिस. I do not have any personal gain in this. Like, to hell with the following and the views. I'm not doing it for that. I'm doing it so that I can put some logic into your brains. Because we've been brainwashed. I have been brainwashed with the keto lobby and the keto industry. And this is why I'm here sharing this raw, very genuine with you so that you understand this. Okay? So, दादा परदादा जैगरी खाते थे, फ्राइड फूड खाते थे, चाय में जैगरी लेते थे, 2-3 कप पीते थे, रोटी ही खाते थे, प्रोटीन ज़्यादा नहीं खाते थे, वॉट एवर. वो लोग आपकी तरह लग्जरियस लाइफस्टाइल, और अभी आप एसी के मौज में जी रहे हो, कार में भी आपको एसी चाहिए, बट डाइट में नहीं, चीज़, एग्स, प्रोसेस्ड, ये तो गलत बात है. डू यू थिंक दिस मेक्स एनी सेंस कि यू आर टेलिंग दैट नहीं, माई दादा परदादा नेवर एट एनी प्रोसेस स्टफ, दे नेवर एट एनी प्रोटीन पाउडर थोड़ी लेते थे वो लोग, तो फिर मैं क्यों लूँ, मैं क्यों घुसाऊँ ये सब आर्टिफिशियल स्टफ. एंड देन यू आर चिलिंग ऑन द काउच, ordering food, ordering your groceries home, sitting in the AC. This is what I'm actually like trying to like understand and make you understand कि देखो हर चीज़ पहली तरह की नहीं रही है. If the world is getting modern, so why are you still stuck in that old kind of mentality? दुनिया पूरी इवॉल्व हो गई, 2021 आ गया, यहाँ टेस्ला इलेक्ट्रिक कार बन रही है और आपके दिमाग में अभी भी पुरानी चीज़ें भरी है. आप इवॉल्व नहीं होने रेडी हो क्योंकि आपके सेंटिमेंटल आपने सोच लिया कि चलो वैसा ही जीना है. एंड इट इज़ नॉट बैड, आई एम जस्ट सेइंग कि थोड़ा बहुत इवॉल्व, नए दुनिया के साथ, नई सदी के साथ जीना सीख लो. एंड इट इज़ सैड दैट वी हैव टू रिलाई ऑन सप्लीमेंट्स बिकॉज हमारी लाइफ ही ऐसी हो गई है कि एसी में जीते हैं, फ्रिज में सब खाना रहता है हमारा, उसके बिना काम ही नहीं चलेगा. जाते हैं तो गाड़ी पे जाते हैं, चल के कभी जाते हो कहीं. If you are at a level where you need more protein, where you need more vitamin D3, then you have to get it supplemented. There's no other choice. So nutrition is confusing because people are not putting in the research, and people are becoming too anecdotal and sentimental when it comes to this. Logic apply करोगे तो it will become very crystal clear, like it is for me now. And don't think that मेरे को confusion नहीं होता. बहुत बार मेरे को confusion होता है, बहुत बार I doubt my own beliefs. बहुत बार I actually doubt if what I'm believing and what I'm promoting is wrong or not or whatever. And that is how I actually overcame the keto wala phase where I was like madly in love with keto diets and keto and insulin makes you fat, and so कि insulin को कम करो and fasting करो so weight loss हो जाएगा, all this crap. Well, it is not crap because it's actually putting you in a calorie deficit, and that is what is causing weight loss. And you are too blind, and I was too blind to see that. So it's the same with Ayurveda, it's the same with low carb, it's the same with low fat, it's the same with vegan diets. There's no one diet which is the best for you. It is very personalized. Nutrition is very personalized, but you need to understand that logic. Okay? So I hope this actually makes sense to you, and trust me, I can't keep going on for too long. This was my feelings. I had to get it out somehow. I had to like put it out so that like I get to actually correct what I've been doing wrong in my earlier videos. And here I am, and I hope you actually resonate with me. I hope you actually understand my point this time, because I'm sure there are a lot of people who wrote so many hate comments on my earlier video on FitTuber, and it's okay. It is upsetting, trust me. It is very upsetting. It is very depressing to actually see such comments and people not understanding that I'm actually telling it for them, not for me. But anyway, I'm still going to keep doing unconditionally for you and not for me. सह लेंगे और थोड़ा, if that's what it takes to actually put out the right facts, then so it may be. Okay? So I'm going to make a part 2 of this. Why is nutrition so confusing? Part 2. Somewhere in the futures, because I really have to. This is a topic which needs a lot of attention, and I hope you actually liked this video. I hope you actually understood what I'm trying to portray. And yeah, thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in my next video.